Yored with Naya Taiva.
When in Nun Gimel?
Yeah, Nun Gimel, Yud Ches.
Hey, you can sit down by the table, Rabbi. Let you be comfortable. Yeah.
Summa Yored with Naya Taiva. Someone that's Chas, someone blind could be a Chazan. He davens, he knows the davening by heart, so he'll be a Chazan. I know in California, in Poway, it's called Rancho Bernardo over there. So there's a year the Chazan is a blind.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
What do they do?
I said in Poway, in California, so there's a Chazan there that's blind. And he davens for the Yom.
He's Braille or
Not davens by heart.
It's not a problem.
That's what he's saying over here.
Exactly what the
That's Summa.
Nun Gimel Yud Ches.
That's Summa Oivel of Nea Teva. Mipnei Shechayev B'chol HaMitzvahs. There's a question in the Gemara. If a Summa is Chayev b'mitzvahs, is Potter in a mitzvahs. V'yochel Haitzi Es HaRabim. Being that he is Mechuyev b'mitzvahs, if someone is Mechuyev, it could be Moitzi others also. The im yochel alas b'tayra, if he could also have an aliyah, his bar b'simen kuf memalav. The halacha is that he could have an aliyah also.
Even though he can't read the
In
words.
fact, when they on this halacha, they relied on this halacha when a few years ago when there was the Magefa with COVID, and they didn't allow to open the shuls, or a lot of shuls that were closed. Or they made street minyanim, and they davened on the porches, and someone from a few porches down
Got an aliyah.
and got an aliyah. So they relied on this halacha that you don't have to
You don't
see.
have to see it.
The state said we fear stuff that when you get an aliyah, you go up and you read along with the Balkaida. But this was the halacha that they relied on.
Balkaida, right?
Huh?
You don't have to see as long as it's a Balkaida.
Yeah, he's not a
Balkaida
Balkaida.
No, the Summa can't be about Kara.
No.
Why not? Because I'm with Ahmed.
Yeah, because they,
You have to see the thing.
Okay. Now, weiter. Shatz Kavua. You know, a person who's the official chazan in the shul. Yored lifnei hateva me'atzmai. V'lo yamtim ad sheyomru.
That's it.
It means that this in the shul, many times no one wants to go to Amit to daven. So he starts begging people to go to the Amit. So if there's a shatz kavua that they have a shliach tzibur, that's a steady chazan, so he doesn't have to wait to be asked to go over. When it comes the time for mincha, he walks up to the Amit. לפי שנראה שאין לסמך על דיבר הציבור שמנו לכך. In other words, he was appointed for this position. Now, if he has to be asked, that means to say that he doesn't rely on the tzibur. One end, the tzibur asked him to do it, and why do we have to ask you? Avo Misha Einai Shliach Tziva Kavua, someone that's not the official chazan in the shul, is Tzarech L'Sarev Ma'at, so he has to refuse a little bit. Kaidem Sheyered Lifnei HaTeva, before he goes over. V'lo Yisarev Yosem Idai, shouldn't make a big issue out of it. I mean, to make a whole tzimmer that they're begging you, they have to beg you 100 times to go. Elo Pam B'Rishayna Misarev, the first time he goes over, he refuses, Mahen Lagamri, and he said, "Oh no, not me." And Klaima, what does it mean, not me? Why not you? Because Eini Kedai L'Kach, I'm not fit to be the Shliach Tzibur. Ukashiyemru Pam Shniya, when they say again, Meichen Atzma, he begins already to give in already. He begins to prepare himself. Kamoi Sheroitza Lamed, he's acting already what? He's already swinging already, sort of moving around to get up. Upam Shlishi, and the third time when they ask him, Yama, he should get up. Yeah.
He wants to know if it goes on here, but actually,
Yeah. If you were ever by a Litvish Masiba, you ever by Litvish Masiba, and each one came with a drush in his pocket.
nobody wants to get up.
But when they call him, he said, "Was benich, wer benich to do it," and then he takes out his drush and has the drush for a half hour, but they shake, the head with.
If they would forget it, well,
But it's based, I believe, on the idea that if a shliach tzibur makes a mistake, it's not a good simon for him. So if he walked up there on his own and he davened for the Amid and the simon and something,
And I'm
and he made a
talking about
mistake.
really get this. Yeah?
I didn't make it out of my shoes, but
Okay.
I don't know the marker for it.
No, I'm talking.
Therefore, if it's a tzibur that sent you, so it doesn't show anything on the person himself. That's why. But if it's a shatz kavua, so it's always the tzibur that's sending it.
Right.
But you shouldn't walk into the shul and go down for the Amid. Because if you make a Torah then it shows a simon, not a good simon.
There's a pasuk in Chumash. It steht, "B'derashta, v'chakarta, v'sha'alta, heitev." Hier emes noch an adava, nesat ha'ev azayis v'yisrael. But they no more getach azay. If you gave a drasha, and hine emes, what you said is emes. Noch an, it's richtig, v'sha'alta, and you ask good questions. V'derashta, and you dashen about it. Hier emes, v'derashta, heitev, uns ist taka good. Aber ob noch an adava, ob sie gewinnt zugegreit, then muss es at the Edo. Okay.
That's why you see knows if it should be the tzibur.
Ve'im ha'omer
Where I
loi
got it from.
sheyered hu ocham gadol. If there was a choshev person in the shul that asked him to go, so then we have a rule: Eina mesarev loi. To the ocham gadol, you're not mesarev. Klal, not at all. Because she'ein mesabin l'gadol. Ella b'davar sheyesh by gasas usrora k'mashkasa simon kofayit. That means that there are times that you should refuse also. If what they're offering you is verbunden with gasas or srora. Srora means leadership, so stay away from it. And then even if the gadol asks you to do it, but stay away from it.
Before Shia, you have to daven mincha.
What?
Before Shia, you have to daven mincha. You have to wait till they ask him and everything will take
You
time.
mean gadol that it's late in the day?
Coming now. Look, I'm coming before Shia and you have to daven mincha. They wait till someone defines someone.
Well, from my experience at this shul, you are a shatz kavua because you go whenever there's no one else.
It's not from Gaiva, don't worry.
Yeah,
Yes, you got it. That's it.
right.
I think you said once that a gadol doesn't always mean a person in Torah. It means also a gadol in.
Right, choshev a person.
Yeah.
If I tell you,
Now he says the din im Torah hashliach tzibur. If the chazan made a mistake, and maybe you have to put up another chazan, sichon lahamid achat tachtov, and you have to put up someone else instead of him. Is oiseh shemamidim tachtov, the one, the replacement, loy yisarev klal. He shouldn't go through this procedure of the refusing and then agreeing and then moving.
There's probably a thing without siddur.
Mipnei shegenayu shetehei atfilah mufsekas. In other words, it's a genai that this chazan stepped down, and now they're waiting for someone to take over, and no one wants to go. So you should go. You should go immediately.
so this is based on what Mordechai just said. If there's no one to go and it's late to mincha, you have to go also for the same reason.
Now he has an interesting din over here. This is a chaf aleph. If somebody says they asked him to daven for the Amid, and he says as follows: Eini yavil of ne'ateva, I can't go to the Amid. Why? I'm wearing a cold shirt.
Happens in Crown all the time.
Oy mepnei hasandal sheberagay. Or the sandals that I'm wearing, they're open sandals. Now, so it says over here, had an interesting din. Layered ba'oisei tefillah klal.
This is in those days.
They shouldn't even, that means to say that even if he wants to change his mind, he says, I'll go. So they shouldn't let him down.
It's in those days. Yeah.
Today also.
Loy b'tzvuyim, b'loy bilveinim. Regardless if he's going to wear colored or white, v'loy v'sandal, v'loy yacha. Makes no difference if it's barefoot or not. Mepnei shederach apikosim lahakbet b'kach. If a melech chosheshin shem apikosis nizir koboy. The says to say, the apikosim, they insisted on wearing white. That was their shtick. I don't know what. So we bedafke don't wear white, or we wear colored also. We don't make any distinction. So if he's saying that I'm wearing the color which is the derech of the apikosim, so we say maybe something went wrong with him. So the din is that this doesn't passel the person entirely. It passels him only for this tefillah. But let's say that was for mincha, and by might, if he wants to go, then you can let him go, because it's only a shash of shema because it's nizik abayt. The alpha pisha nice and tam lidvarov, even though he gives an excuse, and umara ponim shalakaved hamakam asakain, he gives an excuse that should explain that chas v'shalom, I'm not an apikoides. I meant the Eibush is covered. So even if he gives an excuse, v'derech anovahu oiches l'ulbash levonim mikomok m'kivin shatzivim v'vakshim mimenu l'spalu lahem kach ein droi riyos salven b'nei dvarim elu im roi shapikosis nizik aboy.
It doesn't apply nowadays.
Well, okay. Now he says, Im yesh moinim, I'm sorry, yesh moinim, ger miliyas shliach tzibur. There's a shayla if a ger could be a chazan.
The official or just one time?
It makes no difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Yesh moinim.
Well, you'll soon see what he says over here. Oh, he said, Mibnei she'eina yachol leimer elokei aveseinu. Okay? Over the Rebbe says, v'nitchu devreim. Their opinion, those that want to say that, it was rejected. She'af ha'gerim, yichayim leimer elokei aveseinu. Because Shenem, the Pasuk said, when the Eibush said to Avraham, ki ava mein goyim nesaticha, kleima, mikan v'eirach, ata ob l'chol ha'goyim she'ez gairu. So he can say, okay, now, he's going to talk over here an interesting halacha, because it's a long sif over here, we'll go through it. But basically what he's going to talk over here is, if somebody doesn't like the chazan, they want to hire a chazan, who could reject and who could not reject?
And is kavua or?
They want to hire a chazan kavua. We can't oifnem a chazan, okay?
On the board, he's on the board of the...
Either's on the board, you'll soon see over here if he's on the board or not, you'll soon see in the Shulchan Aruch here. So he says, afilu yochid, yochel la'akev, v'layma, eine reitze shepleine yiyeh shliach tzibur. Imloi, shehiskem olav mitchila. In other words, if he agreed to take this person, then he comes back the next day and says, I thought it over, I want to change my mind. So then he can change his mind. But if he has something against this chazan, he has a kayach. V'rabim yichayim lazer b'hem afilu sheskimu I feel that Rabban, they all, and then many people come back and say, we thought it over and we want to reject.
So then they could.
Then they could. V'gam b'chol hamenuyim, in every appointment where you have to appoint someone for a position, yochel la'akev, an individual person could hold it back.
I'll give you an example.
Vafilu b'merabim taira, vafilu b'marbitz taira. This print is no good of it. V'hu sheroitza l'kabel shliach tziba eirav acha, and he wants that he should take somebody else.
He has someone else.
Yeah. V'yesh acha lisker b'domav shalzeh shereiv atzibah chofetzim by. It's the same amount. If he has someone better that if he has a better candidate that wants more money than what this one wants, then he has no right because he has no right because he's putting a burden on the tzibah. V'chol mi she'viru v'omad kach yomim b'ashkanas hakol. Everybody that had the job, and they removed him from the job, and the people agreed with it. And then they want to take him back on the position. So that's like starting again from the beginning, starting from the beginning. Because he said before that when you want to take up someone for a position, a yochid can be ma'akev.
It's not like a machzah gerusha.
V'hu adin imanu tchila zman ve'achar kach nishlam hazman
So again, the Yachid give up.
ve'ein
That's the new thing.
That's it. So the same idea is there.
yochel la'akev.
That's the
No,
new
I'm
thing
sorry.
when the Yachid.
It's
Oh, we here have a different paragraph.
something's wrong over here, right?
Yeah, no, we here have a different paragraph in the Yachid market.
Good, okay, but something's wrong with it. Ve'ein yochel la'akev.
No, that's different.
No, that's a new thing, right?
That's the new thing, yeah.
So
if his time passed, again a Yachid can stop for the new
right,
time.
because that's a new position. Like renewing the contract is a new position. But he says, "Ve'eina yochel haka b'kom mokum, elo k'sheyesh tam hogum, v'yatzia tamay, gufnei tuva ya'eh." He has to tell the people what do you have against. Ve'im yiru, and if the tuva ya'eh will see she devorav nechayim shero la'akav mitam zeh, that there's a good reason that for this reason you could hold him back, is yechush l'dvorav, so they should pay attention to what he has to say, v'lo yimanu, and they should not appoint him. Ve'im usayna la'shliach tzibah. What happens if he hates the chazan? See, the Alter Rebbe thought of all possibilities in the shul.
Not his voice. He meant the person.
Yochel, yeah, right. Yochel limchais shelayim ha'anu l'shliach tzibah. They can, because he doesn't like me, so he's supposed to represent me. He can't represent me. Avol im kvar hiskimu olav v'akach nasa sainai. If he was hired, something happened between these two people. Then was any yochel limchais. Then he can't stop it. Ela ashriach tzibah mechuyev leimer bepiv sheyoser hakina milibay. V'yotzienu b'tfilosa. He will have him in mind by davening.
But I guess from Chazan, Tanshmis and Kaddish.
You know, now this is how the Rebbe says that the halacha was. Then he says, "V'chol zeh b'yom harishayim." This is a mol gezeiten. Now, you know, they tell a story that there was a city that wanted to take a Rav, and the Rav wanted that everyone in the city should agree that they should take him. Everyone was very happy at the Rav, and everyone was ready to agree. There was one guy that refused. They sent them delegations. They got schlepper and stottern, and they couldn't. They find it. All efforts was to no avail. So they came to the Rav and they told him, look, everybody is ready that we should take you, but there's one Yid that he refuses. So the Rav said, you know what, I'd like to meet him. So he has a conversation with him, and he says to him, I see you don't want me to be the Rav. What is it that you have something against my Yiras Shamayim, something against my Lamdas? So he says, no, he says, no, I have nothing against you. So, why are you against? I got nothing against you. He says, if I would go on with everyone's approval, no one would know I even exist. This way the whole town is talking about me now.
It could be because it's for the Sanhedrin. If every time he says Zakai is no good, someone has to say no.
Different thing.
Otherwise it's no
So now
good.
the says, V'chol zeh b'yom harishayim. This is a Amol Gezeiten.
Before out to them times.
Shahoyu Hakol Miskavnen L'Shem Shemayim. Amol Gezeiten.
Now also,
Jeden meant they say they mean L'Shem Shemayim, but them
now everybody the Shem Shemayim now, of course.
Ava Achshav. But now, Im Hayu Chayshishim L'Divrei Yochid L'Oyim L'Hayu Chayim L'Hashras L'Manashum Minu. You'd never be. There will always be someone that would.